Lauren, you know how we start this show?
No.
You never watched an episode of Show and Tell?
Yeah.
I have never watched an episode of Show and Tell.
okay.
What the fuck am I? Okay. All right.
Welcome, everyone, to Show and Tell.
Is that
Everyone
do
pretty much
wait,
it.
do you guys do that every time?
Scares the
time.
shit out of Jake every single time.
Well, I guess I played the part
Were you
because
scared?
I'm Jake right now.
Yeah!
We're gonna have to think of something.
Yeah,
for next
welcome,
time.
Lauren. How's it going?
Pretty good.
All right.
Who are you?
I'm Jake.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I misspoke. Hello, Jake. Welcome to Show and Tell, everybody. We've got two things to talk about. One is going to be very brief,
Very brief.
like underwear, and the other is going to be very long, like underwear. Not very long, but we're going to talk about Ant-Man. We just saw Ant-Man, and we're so excited. Tap those teeth.
Ants in my pants.
And we're very
Here's my
excited about it. But first, before that, you guys wanted to talk about the Emmys a little bit real
Ooh,
quick.
yes, I sure
the
do.
Emmy 2015 nominations.
Yeah.
All right, what's
Those
up
were-
with the Emmys?
Those were today.
You were both like, we got to talk about the Emmys
Well,
a little bit here.
I'm very knowledgeable in the cartoon department because I'm a
All right,
nerd.
So let's hear the general. What's the buzz?
So really not
Get it, buzz? Insects? Ant-Man? We'll get to it.
Right. No, there
no
really wasn't
bees.
a lot of surprises
Oh.
to me, but I was pretty surprised about a couple things I definitely want to talk about. So you guys, if you ever listen to me talk on the Monday show, you know I love Orphan Black. Well, I know you listen to me because you edited.
I know. Yeah. Yes, I do. But
Never
I
got
know,
into
and I'm
that
aware of
show.
Orphan Black. Yeah.
I hear a lot of people saying good things.
Yeah.
So Tatiana Maslany is amazing, and she has been like snubbed year
Uh-oh.
after year after year. This year, she finally got a nomination.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't fucking matter because she's up against Taraji P. Henson, who's absolutely going to win.
Who the fuck is that?
She's an Empire.
I believe you.
Wait, Empire with
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
outshined.
Terrence next time, Howard.
Yeah, Terrence was not nominated this time, so maybe next time.
Really?
Too bad, T.
Maybe next
But
time.
it doesn't even matter because Taraji P. Henson is way better and amazing.
All right, good.
She is that show. So yeah, that was really exciting to me. The snub that I was kind of upset about, which might be a surprise, is Jane the Virgin didn't get anything.
Can't say I'm disappointed.
Did
I
did the Flash get nothing?
I don't know if I didn't see anything about special effects.
Now, Eric, I know you gave up on the Flash for good reason.
Yeah.
I would have given up
I got
on
burned by the
yes,
Flash.
Yes. But the last few episodes of the Flash, probably some of the best superhero shit
So
I've ever
good.
seen.
So
All
good.
So all to the season finale?
Of course I did.
It was
you-
really
have
good.
I
you
saw
met
some
me?
of it too.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. Maybe I'll go back.
Yeah.
And the other things that I were excited about, and that's pretty, like, other than that, I was going to say that's pretty much it. That was weird.
Not yet.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked about the best comedy actress nominees. Actress nominees this year far outweigh the actor nominees. Lisa Kudrow got nominated for
Oh, for- what's
revolutionary
it called
work
again?
on The Comeback.
Thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, so that was amazing. Also, Amy Schumer got nominated.
Oh, okay. For
Yeah.
her show,
Yeah.
obviously.
And so that was kind of like snuck in there. Nobody was really, I mean, people knew that she's making a splash right now,
Mm-hmm.
but like her work this season has been kind of amazing.
Nice.
So I was pretty
Sweet.
excited about it. And other than that, like not a lot of surprise. Like
All usual stuff.
You know, nominees for all the Mad Men people for their final
Break.
season.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul got
Yeah.
done. Jonathan Banks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Saw
good.
that.
That's good. I like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But there's something you don't like,
Oh, yeah,
or
what's
something
that?
you do about the 11-minute animation or something. What are we talking about? Something.
Wait, I thought you were talking about something. You want me to go on my thing now?
Yeah, I'm
yeah, she's
good.
wrapped
Oh, you're
up.
done?
That's
All
what I'm
right.
saying. I want to know what
Okay,
happened.
so if anybody doesn't know, I'm a big nerd for cartoons.
Hey.
I love animation. I love it. I keep
Hey.
it up on every year. So the nominations for this year is Adventure Time, regular
Oh,
show.
11-minute episodes.
Yeah,
I see.
11 is Adventure Time, regular show, Steven Universe, Robot Chicken, and there's one more thing. One thing I'm not
Is
remembering.
it Rick and Morty?
No, but I wish.
Is that the
it did.
problem that it's not Rick and Morty?
Rick and Morty should win every. Did you watch all that show?
I haven't seen all of it. No.
Rick and Morty.
I've only seen the original.
It's-
It's based on those
Dan
original
Harmon.
cartoons, right?
Yeah.
Like where they jerk each other off.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing.
It's Dan
Yeah.
Harmon shit. Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the thing I learned about modern cartoons. So I really don't delve into modern cartoons that much.
Is it like Family Guy or The Simpsons or something?
No.
No, not at all, not
no.
at all.
Steven Universe, very good cartoon, man.
What is it?
It's like, it reminds me of like Sailor Moon, but like
You've sold me.
Sailor Moon, but like with a boy.
Oh, now I'm really sold.
It's a cartoon.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not knocking Sailor Moon.
I'm not looking at this like, ooh, it's a cartoon. I love it.
Right.
I'm looking at it as a product of what they did. Animation, music, voice wise, I watched a couple episodes of it, and it's very well done.
So will you recommend it then?
I would recommend Steven Universe, yeah.
Any major issues with the nominations, or just that?
I would
you
say
wanted to
Robot Chicken does not deserve a nomination.
Is it it's like 100th season?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's also not fucking funny at all.
Seth Green has enough money.
No, and Seth Green is not fucking funny ever.
I
Seth Green has never been funny.
I like
Without
Seth
a paddle?
Green. I like Seth Green, but that's because
Remember when they got high? Oh, yeah, that was great.
Let me ask one last thing about the Emmys. Did Girl Meets World get anything?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Fuck them. Let's talk about Ant-Man.
Don't quote me on that, though.
All right,
All
I
right.
won't.
For Ant-Man, before we start, I think there's a very important thing we need to do.
And bow our heads for Edgar?
No.
Okay.
I think we need to look at Ant-Man as a movie that doesn't exist with any Marvel movies. Let's imagine that no Marvel movie exists.
Easy.
Still fucking great.
It's amazing. I can't.
Okay.
I was so blown away by Ant-Man. You were sitting right next to me, and I was like having a fit.
Yeah.
Like I was fidgeting like crazy. I was like losing my fucking mind. I kept like bending over and putting my hands like over my head, like as if an airplane was crashing.
Let me just say right now,
And there wasn't
was like,
any of that.
I loved Ant-Man, but the thing I loved about
it.
the thing I loved about it most, that it is the what Ant-Man is going to do for this generation is what Iron Man did for 2007 fans.
Yeah, I said that too. I was
Yeah.
like, this reminded me so much of the first Iron Man.
Ant-Man, he's a superhero that comes out of nowhere for the general public. Nobody
Yep.
knows about
Even
him.
more than Iron Man.
Yeah.
He
And
even makes a joke about that at one point. Like, you must have heard of me. Just
I mean,
kidding.
there's
You
no
wouldn't hear
song
me.
about Ant-Man.
yeah, you can watch the Ant-Man movie and not know a thing about Marvel, and it is solid.
A couple of references and stuff you wouldn't get. Like,
Solid.
why
Oh,
are
yeah.
people wooing in the theater at some of these things?
Yeah.
But I can't think of a single thing I didn't like about it. Not a single thing. Maybe Evangeline Lilly's wig could have looked a little better, but
I
other
thought
than
she
that-
looked good. I thought she looked
She
good.
looked,
All right.
she looked like whatever her name is, the Wasp. Yeah.
That's true, but I absolutely loved it, and
It
I
was,
really
like-
did not know what to expect. I went in super cold.
Yeah, you did.
I watched the
Yeah.
first teaser, and that's it. And I just watched the trailer after seeing the movie. Spoiled a lot. A lot of set pieces.
Like I said,
Which is what this movie really was. It was like set piece after set piece, and I was like,
it was
wow.
beautiful to watch.
Oh my
now,
God.
here's the thing. We complain about CG a lot, right?
But
But
this is so
when
CG
you use,
heavy.
When you use CG correctly, like when you're a ant,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
when you're a ant, then you need to use CG. And,
thought
and
they-
you use
Wayne Selinsky would disagree.
Who's that?
Honey, I Shrunk series.
Oh,
But
right,
no, but
right,
you're
right.
right. I think that this also set
That's
itself
what this
up.
is based
itself
on, right?
up as yes. It set itself up. It set itself up as cartoony from the start.
Yes, it did, yeah.
And so it totally worked. It felt very fantasy, and it worked.
let's discuss how much more we like this more than Avengers 2.
I mean, I don't want to talk too much about like what I didn't like so much as Ant-Man.
Yes,
but yeah,
yes.
this made Avengers. I don't know about you, but it made Avengers 2 look even worse for me.
Oh, yeah.
I already was like lukewarm on Avengers 2. It was entertaining, but bleh. But this was like.
Because Ant-Man
Oh my God, worlds above.
It was solid.
Avengers 2.
It was solid on every kind of graph you can make as a
Yep.
movie. As a Marvel movie, as a character that's going to be in the expanded universe, works
As a
perfectly.
regular movie.
As a regular movie that has nothing to do with anything
As a
Marvel,
summer blockbuster.
it
As
works
just
perfectly.
A reason to look at Paul Rudd's face.
Nobody
Works.
who has ever seen a superhero movie before can go into Ant-Man and be like, "Oh, this is cool."
Right.
Yeah.
I almost
Yeah.
am like at a loss
So here's
with some of this shit.
Here's the thing where I'm at a loss at, and I read an article about it. As you guys may know,
Yep, let me bow our head.
Yep.
I'm gonna bow our head.
this Ant-Man was Edgar Wright's baby for a long time, for years.
And then they put the pillow over it.
the pillow over the baby, and the baby fell silently
A
into
lot of
eternal
baby
sleep.
murder imagery over here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Silent,
Get used to it.
Silent baby forever.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
But they, as soon as it happened, they said, we're going to keep some Edgar Wright things.
It's really like it's almost as if Edgar Wright died.
And they
I was
made
gonna
it.
say-
And they came in and were like, let's make this
Let's
movie
make it
for
for
Edgar.
I felt
This-
as though it was like a spiritual descendant.
Oh, yeah. And
Totally.
yeah, the second credit at the end, it was directed by, then it was written by, and he got
He got writing credit
And then he
and
got a separate
story
story
credit.
credit with Joe Cornish, which is awesome.
There was so much little tiny touches in the movie that was like, that's Edgar Wright's doing.
Oh, yeah.
it was like, just obvious.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's like a filmmaking. You got it.
Yep.
That was great. That was a great
Just the
scene.
timing of it, the
Timing,
sequence,
Yeah.
everything.
All the scenes where it was like somebody explaining the past and they were dubbing over themselves.
Michael Pena, brilliant.
That's, yeah,
dubbing.
that's,
Michael Pena,
That's
amazing.
Edgar Wright written. I read the article and it was, I think Edgar Wright's main philosophy about the movie was it has to be a heist movie, and the main
Careful, don't just be careful of spoilers here.
had to be a heist movie, and the main battle
Had to happen where it happened.
had to happen where it happened.
Okay. I don't know if that's a
Yeah.
spoiler, but just in case, because
Just
I
in
didn't.
case.
I'm
If
glad
you
I didn't
saw the
know.
trailer,
You saw the
you-
trailer, it already ruined it. I'm glad I didn't know because
Yeah.
when that happened, I literally was like, "Oh my god!"
All right, so remember pretty much it. We had a
You
conversation.
said the ending piece at the end of a trailer was amazing. Then that's
no,
what
no,
it
no.
was.
Remember,
Oh,
we were talking in the review for Avengers 2. We said a ending of the battle movie does not have to have the world in danger.
Right.
Your fight could happen in a room.
Yeah, Lauren, I don't know
Yeah.
how you feel about this, but we were talking about this. Like, so, Avengers 2's big spectacle finale is that a fucking city gets, you've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
City gets
Whoa.
ripped out of the earth. Like,
and it's
wow.
gonna destroy the
And
planet.
I'm sitting in the theater like this. Nothing. Does
Not
nothing for me.
concerned for the human
This
race.
movie, there's like the tiniest little, the whole world doesn't even know or care what's happening.
Honestly,
And
Exactly.
you could say that they were protecting the world, sure. But in the movie, it's about like 3 characters in that moment, 4 characters tops, and it's a personal battle, it's a small battle, and I was like tearing up. It was so incredible.
You know
Yeah, I was crying over ants. So
Oh, yeah, we don't
We'll
want to.
talk
Okay, yeah,
about
of
it.
course.
You know what's even it actually kind of blows me away? The secondary background characters were amazing.
They were
his
so
whole
fleshed
team.
out.
We
Well,
got
and
that was
Michael
my thing.
Pena, Ti.
that was Ti, right?
Yes, that was Ti.
So,
and
Oh,
this
yeah.
other guy that was very
Yeah.
funny. I unfortunately don't remember his name.
In any other movie, there would be no characterization for them. It'd just be,
Nope.
here's my crime team.
Oh, no,
Or
I can
it'd
tell
be,
you like
very
what they're all
one-dimensional.
about.
It'd
Yeah.
be one-dimensional. Like, I mean, and they had like layers.
Oh yeah,
was
like
like-
just like onions and ogres. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I want to see. It's like when you saw like Scott Lang doing his thing, and his crime team helped him out. I was like, this is so good.
I love it. I love it. I love
Are
it. I
those
need
characters from the comics? Does anybody
I
know?
have no.
I don't
doubt
know.
it, but I have
Yeah.
no idea anything about Ant-Man, and that's why I'm so blown away
In the comic books,
that I loved it so much.
Hank
Well-
Pym is not an old man, so that's it. That's
Right.
really the only difference.
Well, like to me, and not to like harp on the Avengers too much, but like
That's fine.
I really,
It's the same universe.
I enjoyed the Avengers too. I didn't hate it or
I
anything.
didn't hate it. I didn't
I
have a
thought
bad
it was.
time. I enjoyed it.
Kind of thought of it as an interstitial between like it was like really like a transfer from one section of Marvel to another, and that's kind of how I took
Right.
it. But to me, the main issue with that is that these are character-driven stories. I mean, like, yeah, they have superhero, they have powers, and they have like the world in danger and all this shit. But it's character-driven, and that was what was lacking a little bit because like there was all these characters.
In
who
what?
We know.
In
Avengers.
Avengers.
Oh, okay.
See,
And-
that's what
Two.
Marvel does the best.
Yeah.
Is character building,
And
which I
that's
thought
what
they
this
dropped.
movie did
In
really
Avengers too.
well. I thought this
yeah.
movie really did a great
Yeah, this
job
just
of character
skyrocketed.
building.
I mean,
What I was
I would be insane to say it's the top, right?
No, I
you
like
wouldn't.
Guardians
You
better.
wouldn't.
I like
'Cause
Guardians
it
better.
might be my favorite.
You know what?
I've never been. You know what? I've never been anywhere near as emotional as I was in Ant-Man with any other Marvel movie.
Okay,
I don't think.
I was
don't
more
know. I
emotional.
cry
for,
over everything,
I was
so-
more emotional for Daredevil, but
Oh shit!
I love
movie
Daredevil.
wise, I say Ant-Man beats Guardians.
Well, and also,
Well, for
I
me, it was
feel-
already Guardians wasn't. It was for me. It was
Guardians is
Captain
very-
America, Winter Soldier was number one.
Well,
Yeah,
Guardians
Captain
knew it was
America-
very
This
goofy.
just shut up.
Captain America and Guardians were kind of equal for
Okay.
me.
But what this, I mean, I've already said it before, and I hate to reiterate myself, but what it did so well, and I kept thinking to myself, it built a character for normal people.
Yeah. Oh,
People
yeah.
who don't understand comics.
This guy doesn't have a superpower.
I mean, no, people who have never.
Oh, I
watched-
see what you're saying.
people,
Okay.
like, normal audience.
Yes, I
people
see.
People who go to see your fucking normal
I think,
everyday
well,
movies.
but I kind of what I was saying was kind of going with what you're saying because it's also very relatable.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can understand it
exactly.
and you can relate because he doesn't have. It's like an Iron Man, like
Yeah.
you said. It's like Iron Man
Well,
again.
even
doesn't
like
have superpowers.
Imagine like even a general audience would be a little iffy to Iron Man because it was still like, ooh, I'm a billionaire with
He's
a tech
rich.
suit.
Right,
guy.
you're right. This is a regular guy.
This was a
regular criminal like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this was also just like something that a normal person could invest themselves in. Like a normal person can't say, I'm investing myself in fucking Iron Man saving the world from Ultron,
Right.
Yeah.
Your normal everyday movie guys and be like, what am I watching? But for a guy doing a heist as a tiny man.
Yeah.
Also,
That's what I've always
yeah.
wanted to see.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I like yeah, definitely the suit enabled him, but he was so competent just like
yeah.
as a guy. Like
when he was doing his heist.
yeah, because like
Love
he
that.
didn't even get the suit for a while.
Yeah.
and like
20 minutes
him
in,
just
30
being a regular guy and seeing how he would problem solve before he even got like enabled by the suit. That was the most entertaining part for me. Like obviously the rest
Made
of
it
was, like,
believable
funny and
later
shit.
on when he was coming up with.
Yeah.
You know what? They could have very easily had him, Paul Rudd, just put on the Ant-Man suit and be, okay, no, it's okay. I had a history with crime. And then just shrink down, and that'd be it. That easily, I could see a movie doing that easily. Just being like, oh, yeah, I had a pass.
Well,
Whatever.
because like
Whatever.
you
As
knew,
opposed
you
to-
knew he
yeah,
was
yeah.
a
Showing it.
criminal. So
Look, I think we've said all we can say without spoiling it, but I would like to talk some spoilers here.
Okay.
Not that there's a ton, but if you have not seen Ant-Man, trust me, you don't want to know anything going. I didn't know anything, and I was so happy, just like, whoa, where's this movie going? Had no idea. So if you haven't seen Ant-Man, I do highly recommend that you peace out for now. Go see Ant-Man twice, and then come back and you can hear what we have to say.
All right. Let me first.
Go ahead. So now we're talking spoilers about Ant-Man.
Okay, so I mean, I'm very familiar with Ant-Man in the comic books, and when it was announced that Hank Pym was going to be taking the side role and Scott Lang was going to be taking the main role, I was like, oh no, they're taking the safe route. Because Scott Lang, like in the comic books, he was the criminal who steals the Ant-Man suit. Very easy story to make. But the way they did it, how like Hank Pym was his mentor, he was always on his radio.
Hank Pym was right in there.
He was right in
yeah,
there.
I'd say he was as much of a main character. Like maybe obviously a little bit less. He's not top billed, but he was very involved.
Oh, yeah.
Hank Pym as just walking around as Hank Pym was just like, that's amazing.
Hank Pym's
like,
here.
Just hearing Hank Pym as a comic book nerd, hearing the word Hank Pym is like,
Yeah.
it's so
I wish
cool.
that they made him more involved with the Ultron stuff. I feel like they definitely could have.
Did
but-
they
I really
mention
w-
him in Avengers?
Say what?
Did they like mention his
Well,
name
Not-
or something?
no, not yet.
In the comic books, Hank Pym
Created Ultron.
And not only that,
Oh.
Hank Pym creates Ultron after his own brain.
Yeah, so it's a
So,
whole thing that.
it's
But
a
I
whole
mean,
thing.
Oh,
whatever.
Well, like, speaking of like, I thought was like a really poignant moment for him was when he
They
was
should have made an Ultron.
when he was talking to Corey Stoll and he was like, "I saw too much of myself in you." That felt so.
That was
sincere
very
to me.
powerful.
Yeah, I think he meant it 100%. Like,
Unexpectedly powerful. Like
Yeah.
An emotional film. Yes,
yeah.
very emotional.
Corey Stoll too. Just take a minute to talk about him. He did an amazing job.
Yes.
Like a very charismatic villain in my
Oh, yeah.
opinion.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. I kept saying to you, I was like, does he know? He doesn't know. Like, does he know what they're up to? Nah, he doesn't know. The fact that I couldn't tell is all in his acting because he played me like he played them.
he was a perfect villain. I mean, he wasn't like, a mastermind, crazy genius
He wasn't
villain.
a fucking robot.
Yeah, he wasn't a robot. He wasn't like a super genius. I mean, he was a genius.
He was genius.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just
he was probably super rich.
it played into
Fuck
the
yeah.
it played into the story where it's like you didn't need to see a flashback of him and Hank Pym working
No,
on
I got
something.
it.
Yeah,
You
their
got it
relationship was there.
from one conversation. It was like, oh, something we didn't disagree. We disagreed on something, and that
Right.
was it.
So yeah,
And
we're in spoilers now, right? Like, I hope that's not the end of Corey Stoll's character. I mean, it might be,
It-
but like,
it looked like he died.
well,
I
it's
think
a-
he's gone.
I think he's dead.
But he was really cool. And
Yeah.
the yellow jacket suit was fucking sick.
So cool.
Yeah.
Also, really lengthy and satisfying as all hell final battle.
Oh, yeah.
From when it started
Yeah.
to end, like when it started
'cause it
way
was-
up in the helicopter.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god! From then all the way to the bedroom, which of
child's
course the child's
bedroom.
bedroom, which is what you were talking about.
With the
Every step of the way, just phenomenal.
Well, it
How-
had so many nuances. Like, it was like crazy, like all this
it
action,
was funny,
and then
then a
they had
little
like
slow
funny
for
moments.
a joke. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and like the funny moments didn't feel like they were like pandering or
No,
like, doing crowd
nothing
service at all.
Missed.
That's the
Every
thing.
single joke in the movie landed 100%
there was
for me.
There was never a part in the movie where I was like, "This is going on too long."
Yeah, it's not
This is
fan
never-
No,
service.
I was like, actually, I wouldn't even say keep going. It was just perfect. Perfect.
It
When,
was-
when the battle ended, I wasn't like, oh, I wanted a little bit more, or oh, that went on too long. It was just like, done.
got
That's
it.
it. Got him.
Well,
Didn't
the-
do too much, didn't do too less.
Satisfied.
The worst thing is when you like try to explain a joke, and that's what Avengers did when they kept saying like, "Oh, language, Cap."
Oh, language. You
Language.
remember
That
that
ain't-
joke?
you
That
know,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
joke that needed to die, but like this one, it never kind of lingered on any joke. Maybe the Baskin Robbins thing, but that needed to. That
Oh, that
needed
was-
a callback. It needed it.
we forgot to
We-
mention Greg Turkington.
Yeah,
for
we don't
fuck's
even
sake.
have to
There's
talk
nothing
about-
To say. Just
Greg Turkington. If you
That's
know who
it.
he is, we don't have to say
I couldn't
anything
believe
else.
it. I couldn't believe it.
There was a few
I
people.
want that character to meet Mr. Fantastic's dad's character. I want there to be a crossover universe. Let's just say that and leave it there.
There's a few people in the audience who knew why. that
Yeah, a
was
couple of
funny.
people were laughing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So when I wanted to talk, I already said it, and I hate
Say
to
it
repeat
again.
myself. But
You
I mean,
don't.
and I know I just saw the movie, so I know I'm a little excited.
I'm
from
amped
just
up.
seeing
I know.
it.
I need to like sleep.
And like every time I watch a review of myself after I just seen a movie, I go, "Oh, I was a little too excited." So I'm trying to.
It
reel
happens.
back
Yeah,
as
that
much as
happens.
I can. But here's the thing: as much as I look as Ant-Man as just a movie, It's solid.
Yeah,
It's
so solid.
And it was short.
Can you? It was like an hour and 50 or
It
something
felt,
like that. Which
it
is
felt short to me. Or
but-
maybe
Yeah.
it's just that it was so like
Quick.
It was, but everything fit into place.
Yeah.
But now let me ask:
Yeah.
Can you think of both of you? Can you think of anything that you just like didn't like that you thought was weak about it?
No.
I genuinely can't, off the top of my head, can't think of anything that was weak about it. Maybe,
you know what? Here's
like
the thing.
maybe some of the cinematography was a little bland, and that's
Here's
about
the
all I
thing.
can think of. Some of it.
There were jokes in it. If it was done differently, I would have said that's so lame. Like who was the guy's name?
Michael Pena.
Michael Pena.
The Mexican
That
guy,
was
the Spanish
amazing.
guy.
I
Yeah.
loved that character.
He
I
was
loved it.
great. I could.
Well, he's a great actor. He is.
I could easily see him under a very slight change in directing being horrible. Because
Which
like remember
is shocking because Peyton Reed.
like remember
He
in
could have
Great
been.
job.
He could have been like Kat Dennings.
yes.
Oh!
Yes.
But he wasn't. He wasn't. 'cause
Great example.
Great example.
Yes.
Like, do you remember in Iron Man 3, that one scene where, like, Tony Stark goes inside the news van? The guy's like, oh, Tony Stark, I'm your biggest fan. It was, like, so horrible.
Oh, but it was Adam
None of that
Pally.
here.
I love Adam Pally.
Yeah, but none of that here.
Yeah,
It- nothing didn't land here. It was all. Just God, and what an ensemble cast! It was just
It
it
was
worked really well.
Anthony.
Oh, don't even.
This is gonna go down. This is gonna be a very ballsy thing to say as of the night of seeing it. This
Okay.
is gonna go down in superhero movie history as the most accessible superhero movie.
You think?
You think?
Because imagine a modern audience seeing Iron Man. The first half of Iron Man is very slow.
Yeah.
It takes a
You're
while
right. This
for
is from
him.
start to finish.
Start to finish. It's boom,
Boom.
boom, boom, Ant-Man.
Meanwhile, it's got like a 70-something on Rotten Tomatoes. As far
well,
Jake
not
told me.
everybody has seen it yet.
But that's shocking to me because I would have thought this had a 90-something. I am shocked that
I mean,
Because
obviously,
it's not. It is
I
not
mean-
the same as other superhero movies because it doesn't like.
it's so different.
Yeah,
too.
it's like it's so much smaller. Not like.
It's
Not
a
to make
comedy
a joke
movie.
about it.
It's almost
it honestly
like-
is a
it's
comedy.
a heist comedy.
It reminds me of
superhero film.
It reminds me way more of like Kick-Ass almost than even not like the violent. There's not.
yeah, in terms
violence.
of like the sort of like the pacing in
They
a way.
And, like
understand
the
what the
character
universe they're
too,
in.
like the
Sure.
fact that it was just kind of like a guy and like he was like figuring shit out
Sure,
as
I
he went
can see
along.
that. Yeah.
Great example is when Hank Pym says, "Yeah, call the Avengers when you want a city to fall out of
They're
the
like,
yeah,
they're like
he
making
straight up
fun of their
called
own
out of the
movies.
Avengers.
Well, he didn't make fun of it, I guess, but yeah.
No, I loved it.
Yeah,
They
I
definitely
absolutely
were
loved
throwing
it.
shade.
Now, let's just say two other things.
after credit scene.
These are so actually three,
Two,
four,
yeah.
four in total. One, Falcon.
oh my god,
I
Such
couldn't
a shame.
believe it.
Lost
Such
my
a
mind.
shame for me.
Spoiled.
I wasn't even looking for that spoiler.
Marvel did it, right?
I was on Twitter, minding my own business, and the promoted Ant-Man official trailer, the preview image of it is a Falcon. I actually wrote to the Twitter.
I looked it up. I saw it.
I went to the Twitter and I was like, thanks a lot, assholes.
Did they write back?
no.
Yeah, I had no idea. And when he showed up, I thought about it. I screamed, not knowing that the theater was going to cheer. So if the theater didn't cheer, I would have looked like a fucking lunatic. 'Cause I was like,
We had-
whoa!
We had a good crowd.
We had a good
Yeah,
crowd,
we had an amazing crowd. Maybe that adds to it. I don't know. Maybe that added to it because we were all so into it.
Everyone was amped.
If I saw that
People
alone, maybe I
applauded-
don't know.
People applauded the Star Wars trailer ahead of
That's
it.
true.
And like everybody's seen that trailer
That's
already.
true. But so that's 1 out of 4 real quick. Spider-Man reference?
Wait,
that
the
was-
guy who
that was
climbs up
def-
the walls, is that what that was?
That was no doubt a
It was
Spider-Man
so
reference.
low key. Like if you weren't like paying attention.
No, it wasn't
would-
Loki. It was Spider-Man.
You got
no,
me.
but
Read American Gods.
yeah, it was. I mean,
That was
Excuse me.
so obviously
Incredible.
a Spider-Man reference.
Well,
incredible.
did they say okay? Correct me. Did they say a kid who climbs up walls or a guy who climbs up walls?
Somebody who crawls up
He said
walls.
and swings. They also said
swings.
swings.
Oh,
Swings
and
and
crawls
crawls up walls.
Who else does that?
Yeah.
So
Real easy to go in and shoot that too. That was a good.
not only, I mean,
I'm surprised. You know what? I'm surprised.
that wasn't in the after credits
No,
scene.
I'm surprised. Thinking back, I'm surprised they didn't have. You know what? Guarantee they shot all the Falcon stuff so long ago before this Spider-Man
Yeah,
stuff.
yep.
Because that was like some random actress.
Yep.
But it would have been a better gag, I think. And it would have been better timing right in the middle of the movie to amp you up even more. I guess the end makes sense. But if Falcon looked at Ant-Man, Ant-Man says, I'm Ant-Man. And he goes, Ant-Man, huh? And Ant-Man maybe said something like, yeah, could I join the Avengers? And he goes, we got an insect.
but a spider is an arachnid.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Fuck, I always get that wrong. I'm sorry, Dad. One of these days I'll make you proud. But you're right. So that's why they didn't do it.
Right. That's
But-
the only reason.
So that's 2 out of 4. Wasp costume at the end.
Okay,
Might as
no,
well talk
before
about it
that,
real quick. Okay.
The flashback scene.
oh, with
That was wonderful.
Now,
So
let me
good.
That was my first time I cried in the movie, by
Let
the
me
way.
back-
I teared up
yeah.
a little bit because I totally got it and totally bought it.
Let me backtrack to the perfect the perfect marriage of comic book and normal film.
And
combination.
Insect World.
As a comic book fan, you're like, holy shit, it's Ant-Man and Wasp. Wow, Wasp. Wow,
I'm watching this on the big screen.
Yeah.
It's
And
Michael
for-
Douglas.
And for normal people, it's like, holy shit, that was emotional as shit. Like,
Oh,
that's
it was
crazy.
people- absolutely.
The
Yeah.
entire theater gasped.
Uh-huh.
She literally disintegrated herself.
Yeah.
And
And then
then
at the end,
finally, at the very end.
get the Wasp suit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I was going on to the fourth thing at the very end.
Yeah.
But yes,
Wasp,
in the
yeah.
middle of the credits, Wasp suit set up for
So set up for the
the next movie, I
do
guess.
we think that she's going to be locked down for Avengers?
Oh, they all signed like 7
they're
picture
all
deals.
in. They're all in. Yeah.
Every single one
and
of
then
them.
finally, at the very end, this is 4
Very
out of
end.
4.
And this surprised the
Because
fuck out of
first
me.
of all, we were wondering, is there going to be anything?
Yeah.
Maybe just a joke. I'm thinking Michael Pena comes out and farts and walks
And,
away.
Well,
You
'cause
know
I'm,
what
a
I mean?
guy, I'm a guy who usually is spoiled by accident from all that
Yeah,
shit.
like what happened?
And-
You got a lot of big surprises though in this,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yes, and
so
I would say, I mean, before anything, the fucking Winter Soldier shows up.
Captain America,
The Winter Soldier.
Falcon, and Winter Soldier.
So hold on, there's a whole bunch of things that confirms already. Number one, in Civil War, there's going to be no let's find the Winter Soldier.
They found him.
They found him already.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they have him locked up in a fucking.
Yeah.
Didn't they have his arm like in one of those fucking like
Things. Yeah.
I can't
I'm
think of the
so
word
glad.
for it. Like that you put wood in to cut it.
Oh,
They
like
had-
a
look,
wood
they had him,
chipper?
like, locked into one of those like.
They had him like, I think they chained him up to something.
Oh, it looked like his arm was trapped in one of those fucking things.
I'm so happy.
A clamp.
I'm so
we
happy.
didn't need another movie of them
Yes,
chasing the Winter
yes.
Soldier.
I'm so
around
happy
the
that in
city.
Civil War we're not
As much
gonna
as I
see
love that, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing we're setting up
Civil
is
War is going to be incredible.
now we're
I hope so.
we're getting the idea of what the teams are going to be for Civil War. So we got-
Ant-Man-
Don't tell Stark.
Yeah, we got Ant-Man, Captain America, Falcon, Ant-Man.
Two Ant-Mans.
and
Did I say Ant-Man
Winter
twice?
Soldier.
Yeah, you're thinking. You said Ant-Man, Falcon, Captain America, and
Falcon, Ant-Man, and Winter Soldier.
right. Okay,
All right, so that is the
the beginnings
that
of
is the law-breaking side, and on the other side is
which is incredible.
Tony Stark.
Black
Vision,
Panther's going to be in between. Yeah, sorry,
Tony
Vision.
Stark, Vision.
Thor. Does he give a shit?
I don't even think Thor's going to show up in Civil War.
Oh, that's right.
But
Mark Ruffalo.
oh no, you know what they confirmed, which is so cool.
What?
One of the the most.
It's confirmed? It's public? Okay.
One of the most iconic things from comic book things is Hawkeye shooting a bow with Ant-Man.
With Ant-Man on it.
the
Yep,
bow.
yep. I know.
Stop.
I know that.
That sounds
Oh.
amazing.
That's gonna happen.
Jesus Christ. All right, so look,
Yeah.
Ant-Man. I gotta sleep on it before I say it's my
You know what?
favorite damn Marvel movie, but I
be
really
safe-
loved it. I don't need to
Yeah.
order them. I loved it.
Let's say something safe right now. I will say very safely right now it is my favorite Marvel movie.
Wow.
By far. Yeah,
But I'm
by
afraid
far.
to say it just because I feel
Think
insane.
Think hard. Think hard.
I know.
Movie.
I can you know what I can safely say? So let's just say things we can safely say. I
Okay.
can safely say I've never been more emotional during any of the movies yet.
Yeah, and I can safely say
just
never
keep going.
more
Keep going.
consistently laughed without it
Oh, that
feeling
too.
like crowd service.
You're
Like,
right. Oh, you're right. You're right.
I mean, like there have been Marvel movies where I've laughed, and then there were parts like,
yeah, no, this
like,
didn't have any of that.
none of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what? Okay, so
I don't know that it's
I
more
think
than Guardians. For
I was
going
gonna
to
say you really loved Guardians, but you were in that review.
Yeah.
We were
Oh
after the
shit!
theater.
Look at me.
Um,
I'm just like a regular.
but I mean, Guardians is above. Was at the top for you? That was your number one.
yeah, that and Cap 2 were kind of tied, but for different
2's still
reasons.
great,
Because
too.
like,
Cap 2's like old Marvel formula though,
And also-
it's great. But it's like this is like a whole new thing.
and also I love Daredevil, but for me that doesn't even fit in the
Just
same
movies.
category.
Yeah, honestly, I can't compare
not even
Ant-Man
because
to
of the
Daredevil.
not even because of TV, but because it's so dark.
So different. So different.
So dark,
I can't
and-
compare him. But so Ant-Man all around loved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
loved.
let me just finish it off by saying,
And I hate to reiterate.
yeah, no. Civil War.
This movie
That
just showed.
I am
like,
more excited
characters
for
you
Civil
love
War.
going at it. Like I'm sorry, characters you are invested in going at it is better
Exactly. That's
than the world
why-
floating up.
That's why I didn't give a
Is that-
shit about Avengers 2.
And Civil War is going to just be
Is
characters
that the
we care
Russo
about.
brothers?
Yep.
Dope. Yeah.
Oh my god.
They have it all set up. We know who Scott Lang is, and
Yep.
he's a major player in Civil
So
War.
we have a lot
And
to be excited about. We have a
Just,
lot.
can we
to be
talk
excited
about? Wait for a second. Can we just imagine like a second of Paul Rudd like riffing with like Robert Downey Jr. and them just like giving each other shit for
and
like a second?
Spider-Man.
Like just think about that. Like assuming they're gonna be on opposing sides, and imagine them just like exchanging like quips.
I'm thinking about it.
Wait,
Do you need a second alone?
do you need a towel?
No. I'm all right.
And also, can we also talk about how sexy it is that Captain America is going to be like a sexy bad guy?
And that's pretty much it.